Presentations. Yeah, I've done it. You've probably done it. It's a way for us to share our ideas and or data to our audience. Historically, presenters have used a few ways to enhance their presentations, including writing on a board, drawing on a board, or throwing a graph on a board. But this is a digital age, baby! We have software designed specifically for that purpose, such as PowerPoint. Now you might be asking, well, Anas, how do I create a good presentation in PowerPoint? Don't worry, I am here to help. In my opinion, there are 3 criteria for a good presentation in PowerPoint. Number 1 being visuals. These include things such as fonts, shapes, and color palettes. Number 2 are graphics. What I mean by graphics? They are basically pictures and videos. Number 3 are charts. This is especially useful if you are presenting data. Now that's out of the way, let's make some presentations. Now, let's say you wanted to create a presentation about compact cars. Where do you even start? Well, open the PowerPoint and now click on blank presentation. Now we are greeted with this first slide with a click that title and a click that subtitle. But how I see it, these two aren't really necessary because you can just add text box right here to add some text. And now what I want to do is, for the first slide, insert a picture from the internet. In our case, we wanted to make a presentation about compact cars, so let's do that right now. Let's search for a compact car. For example, here we have an image. This looks pretty good, and I'll copy it and paste. And now we have an image. And what I would like to do to this image is I make it as a background. So we just adjust the image for it to fit to the background, like this. Now this image itself becomes the background. You can also use format background and find the picture just like this or pattern. But I'm not doing that. And now what I want to do next is insert text, just like here in text box, and write whatever you want. Now, do you see this? No, you don't. So we need to change it. If you do not like what you're seeing right now, well, let's pick another font. And let's change, you can change the colors here. But more importantly, you can go to shape format. You can change the text to how you want right here. In text field, it just changes the color of the text. Outline, you can change the outline of the text. So if I click black, you can see it has a bit of a black line around the individual letters. These other things, you can add shadow, reflections, you can see it reflected, 3D rotations, bevels, glows, and transform, and adjust it however you like. Now, what I would also like to do is, you see this image right here, it's pretty boring. So we're gonna do some effects to this image as well. Click on format picture. Here we have a lot of things to do. Picture corrections, sharpness, it's not really different. It doesn't really change much. Brightness, you can make it less bright, you can make it brighter. And contrast, you can make the car pop out more or less. But I'm sticking with all of this in default. Same with colors, same with transparency. Now the shadow part, this is where it gets interesting. Here is inner shadow. Blur, you add it to max. And look at that, we have somewhat of a vignette effect. Next, if you want to add a new slide, there are a few ways for you to do that. New slide, you can just add it like this. Or you can right click on this slide and type new slide. Or just shift command N. You can also click here for different types of slides. If you are not satisfied with this slide, you can change the background. So we have dark teal. If you go to design, you can change the theme colors to whichever palette you want, and you can even create your own palette. Also in design we have other themes, and you can even browse for themes, or you can make your own theme. Here we are in the second slide. We have that title. It's for you to add things, to add the title of this slide if you want to, but you don't always need to. And now what I'm going to do is add a chart. You can just add a chart from here. And what is this? What is this? This is Microsoft Excel. Now what we have here are the values for the chart. Now if you want to add or not add, you can adjust here, or you can adjust the values. Okay, so we have changed our values right here, and wait. Okay, now we can see it much clearer. Now the category, you can change it to whatever you want. Same thing with series.
These statistics aren't actually real.
This is the chart that we have now. If you want to change the chart title, you can change it right here in PowerPoint. Actually, you can just close this if you are satisfied enough. This is pretty complete if you are satisfied with this. But again, if you are not satisfied, you can always change your chart style if you wanted. Like this. Or again, you can change the colors. You want it to be monochromatic, that's up to you. This is all up to you. Now we have 2 slides. They are complete. I guess now we can add transitions between these 2 slides. Now all of these transitions are for you to explore yourself, but most of them are pretty cheesy, if I say so to myself, especially the exciting ones. This is not something you add if you wanted to make a professional slide, but some of them are fine, I guess, like morph or fade. So if you preview, it fits nicely from slide 1 to slide 2. Now let's see that, but in slideshow, which is to the bottom of it. See that? Fade. This is slideshow. If you wanted to present, that's the first half of this tutorial. The second half is, what if you wanted to add hyperlink? What is hyperlink actually? Now hyperlink is a way for you to go to different slides in the slideshow, and not to the next slide, but to whichever slide you set it to be. For example, if you hyperlink something in slide 2 and you click on it, you can go to slide number 5 or number whatever you want to choose. Again, talking about compact cars, now what we're going to do is insert images of compact cars, but different compact cars, to really showcase the hyperlink capability. You can add how much you want. I am adding 3 for this example. Okay, so you now have 3 pictures of 3 different compact cars. Now what you can do is, actually we're gonna add some more slides here, so you can also duplicate the slides too if you like how the way this slide looks. So for example, wait a minute, so S, add S. So if you duplicate it, the S is still there. If you want to do hyperlink an image or anything, for example, you right click on it, see this, and we're gonna add it to slide. We're gonna hyperlink to slide 4. You know what? I'm gonna move this to here to showcase hyperlink. It skips slide 3 to slide 4 and not just go to the next slide. And you know what? Let's add something to prove that we are really hyperlinking. So for example, if you again click on this, you can see the clicking cursor. You click, and you go to slide 4. If you want to present about this car for the Axia, again I'm going to copy and paste. Now write whatever you want about this car. I know this looks a bit boring. Does this look a bit boring? Yes, this does. To make it more exciting, you can change the colors first, and then again you can do as I did in the first slide. Let's choose Cool Vertica this time, because you know it's much cooler. Now it looks slightly better. You can repeat this with these 2 other cars and repeat it to slide 5 and slide 6 respectively, or whatever slide you want to add. So that's all I have. Thank you for listening to me, even though this tutorial is not very good. Honestly, it's pretty terrible for what it is. Honestly, why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself? Why?